So the Fullspeed Toothpick Pro 4S quad. I've been wanting to try out a 4S ultralight quad for a while. I've done the 2S and the 3S, and I've had 4S quads. I have a couple right now, but I wanted to see what something that's this small and light on 4S would be like. So I picked this thing up. I got a pretty good deal on eBay for it. It was brand new, so I figured I'd go ahead and try it out. So let's take a look at this together. You get the quad in the box, you get some tape, some props, a terrible battery strap, and some foam pad. That's it. Alright, so the quad itself looks to be a pretty interesting design. The frame is nice thick carbon, looks like maybe 3mm, 3.5mm, somewhere in that area. It is pretty stiff, feels alright. Non-chamfered edges, but they are smooth, doesn't feel like they were cheaply cut out. Looking at the top, we've got 1106 4500 kV motors. These are Fullspeed branded. I doubt Fullspeed makes their own motors. I'm not sure whose these are. They feel pretty good, pretty tight. Don't feel any looseness in the bearings. They all spin smoothly, so those look pretty good. Wiring is stranded, so that's nice. Looking at the center, at the stack, we've got a capacitor here in the back that kind of wraps around this standoff here, which should work out okay. It actually feels fairly solid. It's kind of a weird way of doing it, but it does seem good. Got an XT30 coming off the back of it. Now looking inside at the stack, it's kind of an interesting design. So we've got a 16x16 ESC and flight controller, but then below it we've got a Whoop style VTX. I think this VTX goes up to, don't quote me on this, 400 milliwatts? Enough 100 milliwatts. It's not a 25 milliwatt VTX. So anyway, this is a Whoop style, and then it goes up to a 16x16, so like here you can see there's no standoff holding this up, but feeling it, it does feel like it's pretty solidly mounted, so I think it's going to be okay. On the front, we have a Cadex something camera. I'm not a big fan of Cadex cameras, so I'm not really that familiar with them. I will imagine I'll probably end up swapping this one out. It's mounted interestingly. It's on this TPU canopy, but if you look on the bottom here, the canopy is only mounted by a single screw in the front, and the whole thing just can really weeble wobble around. I'm going to assume that's going to introduce some jello, not really sure. It has a dipole coming out the top here. It came with a FrSky receiver. This is the bind-to-fly version. Single antenna, so it's not a OEM FrSky receiver. It's going to be some other one. Everything else on here looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks like a cool quad, stretch decks, you know, that kind of thing. I noticed that there's some holes down here. I can probably add some zip ties to kind of hold this canopy down. There may be some modifications to be done. Screws are a mixed bag. You've got some hex head screws and some really cheap looking Phillips head screws here. Not a huge fan of that, but I guess it is what it is. I'm going to be flying this on these little CNHL Ministar 4S 450s. I've had a couple CNHL batteries before, and they were fine. I've never used these 4S batteries. I got these because honestly they were on sale. I think I paid, it's like $10 a piece for them or something like that on Amazon. So we'll try them out. If they're great, awesome. If not, we'll do something else. Alright guys, I'm going to get this bound up and check the settings in Betaflight, and then we'll get some flight footage and come back and give you my final opinion. Alright, well, as you can see from the flight footage here, this did not work out. There's something wrong with this particular quad. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's either the VTX or the flight controller. I tried unplugging the camera, I tried different channels, I tried different goggles, I tried a different location to make sure it wasn't environmental interference, different batteries, different VTX output levels, with and without it bound to my transmitter, and basically all you get is it just has this, you see there, you saw this little 3/4 of a second cycling between looking okay and being complete static. And as you get further away from the quad, no matter what power level you on, it just gets worse and worse. So I tried to do some research on it, and I really couldn't come up with anything. I'm not going to dig into this because I don't want to go desoldering things and disconnecting things and messing around with it and then try to return it, because I am going to be returning this. So unfortunately, we've got a quality control problem here, and I think that we're going to see more and more of this, unfortunately, in the hobby. I've found that parts that I've been buying have had problems more and more often, and it seems like the QC on a lot of the companies in this hobby is going down. I know that a lot of other people have been having issues, with Cadex specifically. Now, this is not a camera problem. I disconnected the camera and it's the exact same issue, so it's not the Cadex camera. Just saying that's an example. And then Happy Model had a huge problem with their flight controllers, and so this is a good reason and a good lesson to learn why I don't buy expensive things on sites like Banggood, because in a situation like this where you have a problem and you need to return something, it's going to be a huge pain. Fortunately for me, I bought this on eBay. I can return it through eBay, and I buy most of my other things through places like Race Day Quads, where if I have a problem, I can just return it, and they take care of you really well at Race Day. I don't mind buying little cheapy things, like if I see a VTX on sale for $10 through Banggood or something like that. That's fine, because if VTX comes through and it's no good, I'll throw it away and eat the price. But this, if you buy this brand new, bind and fly, you're looking at $140, and if you run into a problem like mine, Banggood may or may not take care of you. So anyway, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of this review. I will probably still post this just because there is some information in the beginning about it, and it's kind of a good lesson learned about the potential quality control from Fullspeed, and making sure that if you buy something and you spend your hard-earned money on it, make sure you're going to be able to return it if there's something wrong with it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, hit the bell to get notified of new videos coming out. Got plenty of new videos going to be coming out soon. Got some more giveaways coming, some upgrades, going to be doing some flying, hopefully traveling around a little bit more with flying. And thanks for watching.